Welcome everybody. This is Meet My Friends. My guest today is Guy Dawson, and we're
Your
gonna.
connection's already having trouble.
Yes, let me tell my kids to quit the Wi-Fi. One moment. I saw that. Okay, going back where we started. So this is Meet My Friends, episode 7. My guest today is Guy Dawson, and we're gonna play some games. The games are gonna consist on I'm gonna be having a background, and he's gonna tell us what he thinks of what he sees. But first, I want him to tell us who he is and why he is on Meet My Friends. Welcome, Guy.
Oh, thank you for having me on, Maria. And my name is Guy Dawson, and I run a public relations and marketing business called Classy Communications, PR, and Advertising. And I know Maria through Toastmasters. I've been a member of Toastmasters since 2007. And I'm very, very happy to have an opportunity to come onto your show to talk about communication or whatever else it is that we're going to talk about in this
time. Thank you so much. Well, let's start with money. So this is basically a picture of when a happy agreement it's done and you see money flowing. What can you tell us about that?
Abundance. I mean, money is a interesting subject for human beings, and we all have interesting relationships with money. Everyone has their own relationship with it, but I really see money as a renewable resource. I see it as something that it's a tool. It's a tool to live a better life. And there's a saying that I believe in wholeheartedly, and that is use money, love people.
Okay, sounds good. What about that one?
Oh, wow. Those are some great shoes there. High class shoes. I like the black. Which ones do I like? Some of them are for guys, huh?
Actually, shoes, yes, they are.
Yeah. I like the ones to the right with the silver and that would be the pair that I would wear, the loafers.
Okay, well, someone that wants to give you a gift and a box now knows what to give you.
Loafers, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move to another one. Just give me 1 second. Girls.
What do I think about that? Yeah, bunch of girls. Looks like they're having a good time together. Happiness.
Okay.
Joy. Absolute joy.
Okay, perfect. Let's try another one.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower, a cool place. I was just there in November. It's an unbelievably exhilarating experience to be at the top of the Eiffel
Tower. Okay, that sounds really good. Let's try.
Wow, that looks like a really tasty dessert there. Very sweet. I actually gave up sweets about a year ago. I eat fruit and things like that, but I don't actually eat cakes but I have a serious sweet tooth. So any of these would be extremely appealing to me. Those are really, really good sweets there.
This is a fantasy scene or something from a movie that you like, or a memory that you have about a fantasy or a movie.
Well, I'm big on imagination, and that's what I think of when I see that picture. I am absolutely completely focused in my life upon taking my imagination and creating things from it. It's very appealing to me. Change. Oh boy. Boy, you didn't bring some of these aren't as easy as others, are they? Change is a necessary part of life. Sometimes I embrace it more quickly than others.
Okay. Frustration with social media.
Social media?
Yes, well, there's supposed to be the sign of an apple on the computer. It's just frustration, or when something is not working out the way you want on social media and you want to cry, like a little
Oh.
girl.
You know, my opinion about that is that social media is meant to be something that uplifts your life. And if you're having experiences on social media that are not uplifting your life, I think you should take a look at that. You know, because boy, I've been using social media since 2008 pretty consistently. And I've had minimal experiences like that. Maybe one or two in all that time. Because yeah, I'm all about having wonderful experiences with social.
Okay, awesome. One more. This
Look
is
at
a
all that
brain
stuff.
and its thoughts and emotions. Is there a
Oh,
word in there that calls your attention? And which one is it? And why?
habit.
Okay, tell
Because
us
habits
why.
have a lot of influence on, boy, your habits. It's unbelievable how much your habits influence every aspect of your life,
Okay.
both
Right.
good and bad.
One more.
Yeah. Oh, working out and
Yes.
then a scale. So
Yes.
during the pandemic, that's something you have to, because I'm up like, I don't know, 10 pounds since the pandemic, but I've been exercising. It's just, you know, it's a different, I'm used to moving around a lot more than I am during the pandemic. But I mean, I'm a big believer in exercise and watching your weight and taking care of yourself.
Okay. This one, nature, relaxation, or meditation. Choose a word and tell us why.
Relaxation.
Okay.
And the reason why I say being in nature for me is relaxation. Relaxation is a form of meditation in a way. I mean, but I do actual silent meditation pretty regularly. But when I'm out in nature, just not no you know no traffic lights, no sirens, no cell phone, and just I mean this is human beings at their essence is when they're in nature. So it's a very relaxing time when you're not in the city.
What about this one?
What's that? Two wine glasses and
Yes, yeah, two one
what's
glasses
that
and
behind you?
girls' shoes, like heels. Girls' heels
Oh,
and two wine glasses, like a romantic day with the woman.
right.
How will that be for you?
Right. So that's just you know, women are wonderful creatures. You are really wonderful creatures, and femininity is something that's very appealing to me. And that seems like a very feminine environment that you've created.
It is. Okay. Water, drinking
What is
water.
that? Water? That's a glass of. Is the glass is the glass half empty or is it half full?
It's so well, I
For me,
see
the
it
glass is
almost
always
full. It's
half
always
full.
depends how you want to see it.
It's always half full.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I asked you about that one already. Let's move to this one.
All right. So that's like what, a gladiator?
Looks like it, yes.
All right. Well, in terms of basically, you got, I don't know if you can necessarily see that as a confrontational looking scene because the the image behind you, he doesn't seem like he's very confrontational. And even the guy straight ahead doesn't really seem like he's in but they're connecting in a way. And I think the guy who is standing on your left shoulder is maybe not exactly sure about what this is going to be here.
Okay.
What's going to happen here? But he's stepping forward to try to kind of figure it out.
Perfect.
Oh, now that's what I eat now that I don't dessert anymore, is I eat fruit constantly because I have such a sweet tooth and I have to satisfy my sweet tooth. But now I satisfy it with watermelon, blueberries, strawberries, and my biggest thing lately is cherries. And I eat cherries almost every day right now. I love cherries.
That's a similar one. Okay.
More dessert. Which door do you choose to open? Whichever you choose to open, it was the that you were supposed to open.
Yes, there is
That's my
always
belief.
many doors of opportunities, and anyone we go into it, there is something for us in there, and you can always run back and get into another room if you decide to do that.
Yes, the door you chose was the right door.
Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go into a game of one word. So I will say a word and you will reply one word. Okay, there is no time limit, but it's just to play around, okay? So I'm gonna start
Okay.
with love.
Love? One word. Oh boy.
First word that comes in mind.
Important.
Okay. Happiness.
Fulfilling.
Joy.
Necessary.
Delicious.
Delicious. Eat.
Slimy.
Fish.
Sour.
Sweet.
Crunchy.
Smooth.
Squishy.
Octopus.
Color.
Darkness.
Eyes.
Ears.
um,
You said the first thing that came to mind, right?
yes. Flower.
Ladybug.
Lotion, perfume, aroma. Like a scent that you like.
Women.
Okay. Courage.
Fearless.
Strength.
What word would I? There's a lot of things I could say.
Just one word.
Weakness.
Character.
Integrity.
Singer.
Singer.
Yes.
Piano.
Okay. Dance or sing? Would you rather dance or sing if you were at a party or a karaoke?
Dance.
Okay.
Dance.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing. Yeah, that's not going to make the party better.
Okay. Competition.
Negativity.
Okay. Award.
Unnecessary.
Shower.
Fun. I like showers.
Running.
Walking.
Okay. Rock.
Pillow.
Okay. Jewelry.
Ring.
Imagination.
Curiosity.
Okay. Shorts or slacks?
Shorts. Shorts.
Shorts. Okay. Tie or bow?
Tie.
Okay. Gold or silver?
Oh, gold. I'm really excited. Gold is going through the roof right now. I'm really excited. You got to put some pictures of gold behind you. Well, yeah, I'm excited about gold right now.
Yeah, I don't think I have
Very
any
excited.
gold. Let me see if I have something shiny for you.
Gold
I was,
coins. Yeah, I have the gold in my coloring for my brand. I love
oh,
gold.
you love gold? Okay. That's a little bit gold. I guess it's
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh,
it.
that's great.
Yeah. That's the only thing I have is gold. Okay. What do you think of this image?
Oh, love it. I love cliffs and I love waterfalls.
Okay. It's inviting for vacations and relaxation and deep thought.
Yes, when the pandemic first got started, I was going and taking lots of trips out to Red Rock, and so I have pictures of myself standing in environments like that.
What do you think of marriages? People getting married.
Commitment.
Okay.
Commitment is a really important aspect of life.
Okay. Expressions.
What do I think about that?
Yeah. An expression that comes to your mind or a question.
Well, I'm inquisitive, so the question mark is the one that I would ask most of the time.
Okay.
I'm an inquisitive.
That's good.
But,
What road?
oh, wow, look at all those great shirts back there. That is quite a wardrobe there. Yeah. I wish, yeah, I want my wardrobe to look like that. And look at what a cool looking closet that is. I mean, it's not a closet, is it? It's just it's an exposed closet.
Yes. It's like a
Right.
clothing store, but also people who has big houses, they can have
Yeah.
like that. People that
Yeah,
have
yeah,
walk-in closets.
Whoa, oh, a lot of chocolate going on there. Wow.
Which
And
one
I am
would you pick?
really, is that like brownies? I like the brownies
You like the brownies?
on your
Okay.
left. Well, they're
That
pretty cool. The things behind you, though, it's
one?
all of it. I mean, like I said, I'm off of sweets. But before this is all, you keep putting sweets up there, I might be back again.
Okay, that's good. You know, the one I need to get you is the mango. I think I have one ready to
Oh,
download.
we were talking about that.
Yes, the mango. I couldn't find one with the chili powder,
The
but
chili.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can download this one.
That makes me think about mango and chili makes me think about
Yes.
or ensenada.
Tell me about a vacation in Mexico.
Well, I was in Puerto Vallarta last September.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful place. Such a beautiful place. And one of the things I noticed the most, Maria, is how fresh the food is there. I mean, it was unbelievable how good the food was. When you go to the grocery store, and I mean, the quality of produce, everything, everywhere you would eat, you could just taste the difference in how fresh the food was. And with it being Puerto Vallarta, we were near the beach, so what did I have? I had an octopus taco one day. Oh man, that was so. Yeah, I mean, the food was amazing, but I mean, just a beautiful place. The people so laid back, and one of the things I really liked about people in Puerto, from a business perspective, is that they were always about how can we make it work. You know what I mean? Any interactions that you have with the people down there, it's never about, in certain cultures, it's always about, no. The first word that comes out of some people's mouths, and that's all cultures, but the first thing that comes out of their mouth is no, as if they don't want to make things work. But with the people that I dealt with in Puerto Vallarta, it was all about how can we make it work? No matter what it was, let's make it work. And I appreciate that characteristic in people. I really enjoyed that.
Yes, they really want to make you happy because they want your business. When I came to US, I was surprised that when you see someone needing help, you need to ask them if they need help. And when I lived in Mexico, you don't ask, you just help. You know, if you see someone needing help, you come and help them pick up their bags or get up if they fall or anything. And for me, it was kind of weird that you have to ask them if they want help. You know, if you see someone falling and also when they told me that when someone has an accident, you cannot touch him. It just seemed like, it's like kind of you get the feeling that they're gonna die, in your presence. So that was different for me to adapt.
Yeah, it's like you're in a way the customer service that some people provide, you're paying for service, but they act like you're not, like you owe them something, right? But that's not how service works. Service is about taking care of the customer. It's about making the customer feel satisfied with their experience with you. And I never had that the whole time I was in Puerto Vallarta. I never had the experience that the people that I was working with were not looking out, basically, definitely very committed to me having a great experience, like you mentioned. And that I appreciated. I really did.
Yes, it's a different way of making business because we think it's so important to make you happy because the way it's built is they want you to come back. It's not like you just try us one day, we want you to come back. That's the reason why people is very kind and very attentive, and they make everything fresh and delicious, and they make the little show so you come back to it. They also make it visual. It's not just fresh.
Absolutely, and just the way that things are done, where you got mariachi, you go to a nice restaurant, and I mean the whole environment that they create for you. You go out and you go have a good meal, and you've got mariachi singers that come in there, and I mean they create an enjoyable experience that you would not ordinarily have. Of course, you want to spend your money with them, right? Because that's when I go on vacation, it's all about me experiencing something that's very different than what I would be experiencing where I live. And I felt the whole time that I was down there, just taken care of. It was just a wonderful, wonderful. And of course, it's just such a beautiful place. The beaches it's just a very enjoyable vacation. Rains a lot though, really. It's like, wow. And when it rains in Puerto Vallarta, I mean, it rains, it floods the streets. But yeah, it was one of the best vacations that I've ever had.
It could rain all day. But also, I don't know if you noticed, but there is something else I like about Mexico is that people dance very easily. If there is like a party, everybody dances with each other and they don't judge it. It's just an expression of joy, and that everybody dances, don't matter what age they are, and no one needs a partner. I don't know if you've seen any of those parties, but usually it's like towns or big cities where there is just a party and everybody dances to the music.
Yeah, we were on a ship. We were on one of those cruises that you go out on, out of where you go out and it's basically like a show. And you eat dinner, and I mean it was. But you're right. I mean everybody danced. I mean we all just ate great food, lobster, steak, and just everybody ate, drank, and be merry, right? That's what we call that in America. And
Yeah.
that's what it was like out there. I mean, everybody was dancing, having a good time. And yeah, that's what makes you want to go back, right? That's how you create an unforgettable experiences, things like that. So we had several times where we were at different places where we just danced all night.
Yes, dance is something very integrated. Usually in parties or like weddings, there is always someone who is drunk, making the show, or someone who is, not necessarily healthy in their brain. And there is like always one person,
Mm-hmm.
especially in towns. And but most of it is just joy. I remember parties in Mexico where it will be like little kids till like really elderly people, very old, and they will all dance in the group. And to me, that's one of the happiest memories that I have and that I miss about seeing people just, not having conditions, about having joy. It was just unconditional joy, and no one will like judge you in a bad way because you're dancing.
Right. Yeah. It was just the whole way that people live in other places is can be very very different than the United States. And what's important to them, and and for me, it's about the appreciation of that. Any place that I go on vacation, living in America, growing up in America, we have a way that we live here. But when we go, or me, when I go on vacation somewhere and I'm in a whole different environment, I have a real appreciation for how people live differently. And I always want to embrace that. So whenever I go on vacation, I always want to get as far away from the stuff as possible. Because I know that's always a part of it, the tourism.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to go in the restaurants in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? That's where you really learn because tourism is designed for a certain thing. And I mean, I stayed in hotels and we stayed in timeshares and things while we were out there. But it was the fun times that I had was when we got to go into the real town and eat in restaurants in the town away from the tourist strips and things like that, and meet the people and talk to the people. So that's what I really enjoy when I go on vacation.
Did you try the little carts with food? There is where they sell tacos. They'll grab the tortilla and then they grab the beans and they pour them like that in the salsa. Did you ever see any of that? How they prepare tacos on the little carts?
I don't know if I saw. There was all kinds of, yes, there was. So we were in Puerto Vallarta in a place called the Romantic Zone, and it was really, really an interesting place. But they had, yes, there was always carts, and there's days when we'd eat off of carts all day. So we would eat quesadillas, we'd eat burritos, we'd eat tacos. I mean, all day. We wouldn't even, and I mean, you can eat really well for not much money. I mean, your money goes a long way in Mexico. And I mean, for $50, I mean, you're like eating really well all day long without ever sitting down in a restaurant or anything like that. While you're moving around, going to the beach, wherever it is you're going. We had days like that where we would never sit and have dinner or breakfast or anything. We would just eat off the carts all day. And those mangoes, those great mangoes that you were talking about with the chile.
Yes.
Excelente.
The Mexican corn and the mangoes with tajin or
Oh,
chili
Mexican
powder. Yeah.
corn.
Yeah.
Oh
So
boy.
the way we make it is we grab the corn and then we do menace and fresh cheese, and then you do tajin on it as well.
Yes. Oh, was
They're
yeah. I
pretty
mean
easy
the
to make. It's
food.
just it's just the cooking of them takes a while. What is your favorite food here in US?
My favorite food here in the U.S. is crab legs.
Okay,
I love crab legs.
complex. Okay.
Yes, I have an obsession with crab legs. I can eat 15 pounds of crab.
That is gonna be expensive bill. For the first
Yes,
where you go.
that's why seafood buffet, you know how in Vegas we have seafood buffet.
Yes.
So for somebody like me, if it's not seafood buffet, I'm just wasting my time. Because if I get like, it's not even worth it to me to have 4 crab legs or 5 crab legs. I mean, I need to be able to go back and back and back, a seafood night. That's the only thing that works for me.
Have you been to the place on Decatur? It's called Crabs, something they sell by the pound, like shrimp and crabs. I think it's closed right now for COVID, but it's on the shopping center on Decatur and like Flamingo. I can think of the name.
Oh, Makino?
Yeah, where they put, I don't remember, where they put like a little apron with like a paper apron.
It's a buffet, right?
Um, no, so they sell like shrimp and crab by the pound. So you go and like order
Oh,
shrimp with chili.
no, I don't know if I've been there.
You have it, yeah, it's really good. So they like you order like a pound or two of shrimp and they serve it with the sauce and you just have the apron and they bring it to you on a plastic bag. It's a different
Oh,
experience.
oh, there's a name for that place. Yes, I've heard of it. I know what you're
Yes.
talking about. What is the name of that? I just can't think of the name off the
No,
top of
me
my head, but
neither,
I know
but it's really
exactly where I know exactly the place that you're talking about.
yeah, if you like seafood, that's a good one to go and visit. Well, when they
Yes.
open back, because I have drove by and it's not open yet. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, I mean, when I was thinking of where you're talking about, I was thinking Makino. So Makino is like a Japanese buffet place right there. It's near that Smith's and all the El Pollo Loco and all that, and
Yeah,
that shopping center over there. There's this place called Makino, and they have just great seafood in there and sushi and all kinds of great food. So that's what I was thinking about.
yes, yes, I'm familiar with that area too. I used to work around there like years ago, many years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just thought
There's
because you
actually
like
an
seafood.
excellent Mexican restaurant there. What is the name of that? Right on that corner. And as a matter, it just closed down too. It's been here forever.
Probably the
It is.
Bonito, Michoacan, where I work. Bonito,
I
Michoacan.
cannot.
Is that what it was?
No, I can't.
That is another one?
It's right there on that corner. You
Oh,
would
Ricardo's.
recognize
I think you're talking about Ricardo's.
Ricardo's.
Yes.
Ricardo's that's been here for I think like 45 years,
Wow.
and they went out of business.
Yeah, it was hard with COVID. Um, I guess
Yeah, ran
depending
out
on
of.
the area where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, business is gonna get better. It's just right now it's tough. Now we need to use our creativity to survive when business comes back. Or and a lot of people is having good ideas and creating new projects.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's kind of like that picture that you had back there. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? People who consistently think this is just my experience of life.
Yes.
People who think that the glass is half full more often than the glass is half empty are the ones that tend to come up with the great ideas like you were talking about of how to create something when everything seems to be going in the opposite direction. Those are half full glass people.
Yeah.
Yeah, those types of people.
Yes, it really depends how you want to see life and opportunities, you know. And sometimes having the tiniest of the opportunity is when you're able to go through. And I don't know why
Yes.
sometimes it's like when you have to go somewhere and you're waiting for the last minute to run.
Yes, and if you like, yeah, you do definitely create your own reality. I'm a big believer in that. We absolutely are creating our lives. We're completely responsible for our lives, which I think is a very empowering thing if you really accept that no one's going to make me happy, no one's going to make me sad. It really is, it's all internal. It's all the way that I accept life. But it really has nothing to do with anyone other than me as a person, because I'm the only person that's living in this body as you are living in your body. We're all living in our own bodies. But other people, I mean, not to say that, you know, that you can just completely ignore the things that other people do to you, but ultimately, it's our journey. My journey is my journey, your journey, and everyone else. And we can choose the journey that we go on. We have the power to do that if we embrace the power.
Yes, definitely. Sometimes it's up to us to jump into opportunities. How was it for you to do broadcasting? How did you get into broadcasting?
So I had an interesting experience. I was on a cruise, and we went to a cruise to the Caribbean, and it was in early 2011. And it was a cruise with a lot of people who were doing personal development together. So we were gone for about 4 days, and we did a lot of great work, heard a lot of fantastic speakers. And of course, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise before, but I mean, a cruise is just I love cruises. And so, you're out on the water, and um, so I worked on a lot of things related to personal development on that cruise. And it was just phenomenal that we got back. And then within a month, I was in a studio with one of my clients as a publicist. And it was a guy, he had a martial arts studio, and it was a nonprofit organization, and they helped kids with bullying. And so I had booked him to go on that show. He goes on the show, he does his part. And then the guy who did the show said, "Hey, Guy, I want you to come on for a minute, and I want you to talk about your business." So I went on the air, talked about my business, and then I was leaving the studio. One of the salesmen walked up to me, and he said, "Hey, Guy," and it was someone who I knew, and he said, "Man, you ought to create a show yourself, all about public relations and marketing and how people can incorporate public relations and marketing into their business." And I had never even really thought about that before. And he kept talking to me about it, and he said, "You'll be good at it. You have a good voice for it. You're knowledgeable." He was building me up. It's important to build people up. And he did a great job of that. He really did. And I said, "All right, let me give it a go. I'll do it once." So we created this show called PR Connections. And I was on AM show, and I started out once a month. And as I started to, I was really surprised at the interest that people had in it, the guests, and then I was able to get people to sponsor it. And we were just talking about things related to business and personal development, professional development, but people were really interested in this show. And that was the beginning of my broadcasting career. I ended up getting a show once a week. And basically, since 2011, I have been broadcasting ever since. I've been on the air in some capacity ever since then.
That's pretty. It's a beautiful experience, I think, and for you to be under this long, I'm sure many things you have seen. Tell us something funny you saw while broadcasting.
Something funny that I saw while broadcasting. Something funny. Well, I'll share something. It's some of the experiences you have when you interview people they're interesting. And you're starting to get into this now. So you're going to experience this with people. and so, what you'll have is sometimes you'll have people who come on who are some of the most confident people in other areas of their life. But you put a microphone in front of them. I mean, we're not really using microphones here, but you get them where they feel like people are listening to them or watching them. And it's amazing to see how they will become like a deer in headlights. I mean, they are just terrified. And these are successful people that I've seen this happen. And there's just something about knowing that everyone's listening. And I've had people literally who just stopped, who just could not speak because they were so afraid. So they need Toastmasters, right, Maria? Where is the Toastmaster Club?
That was an open
That's where they need to go.
Yes, they can definitely Google Toastmasters International and type in your zip code, and it will tell you which clubs are close to your zip code. You're welcome to visit any of our clubs. And whichever one you decide to join, then it's pretty cheap. You'll be surprised how cheap it is to join Toastmasters. But if you're only visiting, we don't charge you. So you're welcome to try any one
Yeah,
of
yeah. And that would get them over that. They wouldn't be, right? If a person goes to Toastmasters and stays in it for a while, they get over that. They get used to not having to be so self-conscious. And so that, yeah, Toastmasters is a wonderful opportunity to work through that. But that's one of the funny things is that how self-conscious people can be. And again, they can be like incredibly confident in other areas of their lives. But when it comes to public speaking, they're completely not confident.
How did you get him out of that? How did you resolve someone who couldn't speak? What did you say, or how did you move out of that?
I have to keep talking.
Okay.
And so when you're on the radio, you don't even have, like here we have this visual component where people can see us. And that's a different dynamic than when you're on the radio where there's no visual and you've got this person that's sitting there and they're terrified. So I basically have to step in and talk to fill all that dead air. And I have to just keep talking to them and nurturing them. You can coach people out of that, and I've done it before. I've had people also come on who wanted their entire interview scripted.
Oh, wow.
So they were so uncomfortable with not knowing exactly what was going to happen that they wanted everything scripted, and that made them feel comfortable. Well, that does not create a good interview because today I didn't know what you were going to talk to me about. And we've gotten, look at the information. Look at how many different directions we've gone, right? But I like your format. You're telling me, okay, your show is like Table Topics.
It is.
And Toastmasters. Roll with the punches. And that's the way that I like to conduct interviews because I think you get more natural response from people when they're not very well prepared. But there are people out there who they need that. And you have to respect that too, by the way. I've learned to respect that in people. I had a very good friend that I interviewed a couple of weeks ago. And he just needed to be extremely well prepared before he did that interview. And I had to respect that. But while I let him prepare, I definitely put some questions in there that caught him off guard because I couldn't let him completely know what he was going to be asked because that ruins the interview when people do that, in my opinion.
I think the more prepared you are, the more afraid you are. If you kind of don't know what to expect, but you just think it's going to be fine and it's going to be simple, then the more relaxed you are. And, the good intention about interviewing someone is you want the personality to come out without effort, It's almost if I can, get close to you and make you laugh, like, just put a finger on your rib and come on, laugh. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Like when you do to a little kid until they laugh,
Yeah. Yeah, laughter's magical. And for you, again, the way that you with me today, I love this. You've thrown these things up. I have to figure out, the answer. You give me one word. I have to figure out the answer to the word. About vacations. This was fun. This was really fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and to visit, meet my friends. And you are also welcome to come back anytime if you would like to talk about a project or you want to bring an idea of how we can make this fun, entertaining for others to join. This is my Take You Back crowd. And, we can go from there. We'll see how big it grows. I want to make it different every time. So it's not boring for people to watch it. So they're excited to see my new guests. And I think today we achieved that. I thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Maria. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for playing along. See you soon.